You would have to walk over a dead body or two every welfare day. It was just horrible. Every day somebody was dying down here.
The number of overdose deaths were almost provincially one a day that was happening, and the concentration of which were happening in the downtown east side.
The rates of HIV/AIDS were what was being said to be the highest in the Western world, this side of sub-Saharan Africa.
Well, those people thought like, we're just the scum of the earth.
And one person said to me, why don't you just throw all the drug users into a cage and dump them to the bottom of the ocean? I couldn't hardly believe it.
One of the most wonderful things in my whole life was the origins of Nous. I would never have thought that junkies could come together and work for change.
Before that, we always had these medical doctors who would talk on our behalf. Well, no, they're not the experts. We're the experts. And so we educated ourselves. We organized ourselves, and we took on the establishment.
So I could get out in the street and fucking scream at people and holler, and it's legal. And I could go to the police board meetings at City Hall and actually scream at these people and talk down on them like they do to us.
It's not time for inaction, it's time for action.
They swore, they raised issues, they disrupted meetings so the meetings couldn't go on anymore, because that's what needed to be done.
You're fighting for what you want. It's not something that's just given to you. We were fighting for it.
Really, at the end of the day, that's what this is. That's the really inspiring part of it, is that you can give a shit and you can make a difference.
Most areas like this in North America have been demolished or wiped out, gentrified. Not in the downtown east side. It's always been a place of resistance, a place of saying we have a right to be here.
Fucking zoo. In the beginning, everybody and their dog was happy they had a place to go and shoot fucking goat.
The one thing I noticed is nobody ever judged anybody for anything. I just kind of felt that it would be safe. I wouldn't have to be outside no more.
And today we have new information about InSite, Vancouver's safe injection site. According to a study to be released tomorrow, the controversial project has been a success. But researchers say the federal government is ignoring their findings and has cut their funding.
And while I would quickly assert the people at InSite have the best of intentions.
Because if you remain a drug addict, I don't care how much harm we reduce, you are going to have a short and miserable life.
He's got these blinders on, and he plays this sort of right-wing Christian type look at the world, Stephen Harper does, which really makes me laugh, because I'm telling you something. If Jesus Christ was on this earth right now, he would support supervised injection, let me tell you.
Death threats against Harper have forced him to travel under tight security. So how did a group of downtown east side activists infiltrate the system?
We've rented a small conference room next to the Prime Minister's, so that means we're legally allowed to be here. We were very happy that we managed to unfurl a banner from the hotel, especially given the RCMP snipers.
Today it looks like it was a clean sweep for InSite.
Dozens of supporters of Vancouver's supervised injection site were celebrating. BC's highest court had just ruled the facility can stay open. The Court of Appeal dismissed an application by the federal government that would have allowed the centre to be shut down. The Harper government has called InSite a failure of public policy and ethical judgment. But supporters have argued it's an important part of the healthcare system, preventing the spread of disease and overdose deaths. And they say federal attempts to close it show a misguided agenda in dealing with drug problems.
This is an incredible day for us, and I think for the future of drug policy in Canada. And let's hope that Stephen Harper doesn't waste any more taxpayers' money by taking this to the Supreme Court.
Oh God, I little thought. I used to park cars and sell Kool-Aid. Next thing I know, I'm a plaintiff in the court case.
Yeah, I think Coco phoned and said, oh, you got to go to Ottawa. And I said, I'm not going to Ottawa anymore. I fucking had it. I don't want to do any more trips. About 4 or 5 minutes later, I'm still in my office at Life Skills. All of a sudden, I forget Shauna, or somebody hands me the phone. It was Nathan. I can't say no to Nathan.
I wasn't sure I had enough life left in me. I mean that in the most real sense. Enough lifeblood left in me to try to do it again. We had a banner that said we lost, and we had one that said we won.
I thought they were going to close.
Most of us felt sick to our stomachs because everything rode on this decision. By 6 o'clock, the sidewalk was packed.
Stay tuned there on Hastings. It's going to be a historic moment any minute now. It's been a long struggle up to this point.
My hair was standing on end at that point. Dean was obviously very nervous about it. He was like walking around and fidgeting.
Well, everybody's outside and they're all waiting and waiting. And I'm looking, I can see Mark Townsend in the office on the phone. And he just calls me, go get Liz right away. We won. Boom. Everything just changed.
I just crumpled. My knees buckled and I fell into Shelley's arms and saw Brian crying, tears pouring down his face, and just felt so emotional I didn't think I could actually stand up.
Dean immediately just jumped up and went into the middle of the room of the Supreme Court building with his arms in the air. The relief and just joy of hearing the results just created a wave of jubilation over my whole body.
It was just an incredible moment. It was momentous, really.
Everybody just started going crazy. I come outside. It was just fucking excellent.
Like, it's kind of hard to believe that it's actually was a unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision, and not only that, the government had to pick up the cost.
Was absolutely magical. And to see the community who's wanted this, who's believed in this, who drove this is democracy. The voices of people can matter, and it did matter.
I don't care what they said today. I'm really glad that they validated it. But to me, we won a long time ago. We won the day we opened that door.
I am so incredibly ecstatic today. I don't even know how to express it. Thank you.
And in a way, I think that that's one thing that this court case and what InSite has said, which is a larger comment on our community, is that everybody counts. I think symbolically this says that everybody counts. Every citizen, even the most marginalized injection drug user sleeping in front of the Blockbuster video, has rights in Canada.